Hi, my name is Jean and this is my channel Learn with Jean. In today's video, I want to talk about 3 tips for hiring your first virtual assistant. Tips and experiences that I can share from hiring virtual assistants and how you might leverage different platforms. Also best practices for hiring to ensure a smooth experience but also a positive relationship. Because hiring your first VA virtual assistant hopefully becomes a long-term relationship so that you can cultivate help and receive help in your business. So this is something that I started to dabble in the past year. I started to really focus on my business and growing my Thinkific business and serving course creators and serving businesses. And one of the things I realized is that I couldn't scale my time just by working in my business all the time, trying to grow my YouTube channel and trying to expand my market research efforts. And so I started to notice that I needed help. And help is the most challenging aspect for every business owner because getting help takes a lot of work because you really have to sit down and operate as a manager and as a boss versus as the person who's actually providing the service. So there's a shift in perspective and mindset in how we operate when we learn to hire our first virtual assistant. However, I can tell you that though it may be challenging at first to find the right person, it does get better with time, and it also is really rewarding because you're learning to delegate and you're really learning to practice your communication skills, and you're also learning the art of building a team because every business owner needs to build a small team in order to get more growth, more revenue, and more sales. So if this is you, I'm sure you're probably familiar with many platforms such as Upwork and Fiverr, and I do think those are very useful platforms. You may also try Facebook groups. There's a lot of virtual assistant groups out there where you can hire overseas VAs. You can also hire VAs locally in the US if that's where you're based. So the most important thing is not about which platform that you're choosing to hire your first VA on. The most important thing is to, one, be very specific about the tasks at hand. And usually what I recommend is creating a Google Doc, Microsoft Word document, and also doing a screen share video. So you can use Loom, you can use Descript, or you can use the built-in screen recorder on your computer. The reason why I recommend not only you record a video and list out the tasks is that it really helps your virtual assistant and VA understand what their responsibilities are. They're not only being asked to execute a task, they're really being asked to understand the scope of the work that's being asked of them. And the more that we can communicate with different kind of modalities such as audio, video, and document, it makes their job easier. Because the last thing you want is to leave any uncertainty out there and a VA has some trouble executing their tasks, or the task becomes unclear and they have to come back to you every now and then. When you think about this, you have to think about like your experiences as a manager, and I can think about my experiences as an employee and work and how my manager really sets the tone and spends time with me to make sure I understand the task and the project. And then once I understand what is being asked of me, then I can go and be an independent worker. The same applies here. The more you set the expectations, set the tone, and be really detailed and descriptive about the project requirements and task at hand, then the person is able to run with it and not have to ask you too many questions. The second tip and best practice that I have for hiring a VA virtual assistant is to have some kind of system. Now, system means have some kind of organizational system. So use Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, or whatever storage solutions work for you. This is important because you want to create a designated folder so that your VA can access all the materials, all the trainings, and then also the requirements for the task at hand. The idea behind having a system and organizing everything in one place is that it makes it easier. Instead of sending emails with all these different files, you put everything in one place, you share the folder with them for the duration of the project and allow them to run with it. The whole goal of building systems in your business is so that when you're delegating these tasks, you're learning to scale time each and every opportunity that you can, because time is valuable. Time is a very valuable resource, and business owners never have enough time. And so being able to delegate and organize makes your life easier, and it makes the job of your VA easier as well. And then my last and final best practice and or tip is be human. I know that sounds weird, sounds strange, but really in this world of online communication, online marketing, online business, there is never a reason that we get to, there is never a missed, there, in this world of digital media, in this world of digital marketing and social media, I think there's such a need to be human, to be compassionate, to be patient, because everyone learns at different paces. And so it may take your VA time to get on board. It may take them time to get settled. So have compassion for them, have compassion for their learning journey, and also have compassion for yourself because you're learning to step into a boss and manager role. And so you're going to have to shift the way you operate and the way you think and how you lead, because this is asking you to train someone else in a task that you have been so used to doing. And so how you might do something may be different than how someone else is going to do it. And so you want to allow for that kind of flexibility and patience as someone takes time to get settled and onboarded. There's never an opportunity. I think it's most of all being human, and listening is also a part of that. Asking questions, repeating questions, and making sure the person understands to say, does that make sense? Does that clarify? What additional questions that you have? Because the more we develop that relationship and build that rapport, we can really rely on someone to help us in our business long term. So those are my 3 best practices for hiring a virtual assistant. Let me know if you have any tips, if you have any experiences that you would like to share, and how I can support you in growing your online creator business. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.